I went round and saw my youngest son last night and he was telling me about this. So I've been to the internet to look it up a little bit. It's only something that's come out in this is a Country and Town House. That's a magazine, I think, or I think that is. But anyway, it's on a documentary, so we're going to read it. The real story. It's quite bad, really. It says it may have buckled significantly under economic loss in recent years, but the post office is a beacon of Britishness, helping Royal Mail to shift billions of letters every year from our signature red letter box and our doormats. Back in 1999, the brand rolled out a new computer system called Horizon, and financial losses began to appear very quickly. Rather than realise this was a computer error, sub-post masters, the people in charge of the post offices, since 99% of them are franchised, were held responsible for the losses and tasked with resolving any discrepancies. Better still, each postmaster was told they were the only one experiencing these issues. Wow. Nearly every system they put in has mega problems with it, and you are the last one to find out. But anyway, between 2000 and 2015, hundreds of innocent post submasters were wrongly accused of theft, fraud and false accounting due to the defective IT system. More than 700 people were prosecuted, some were imprisoned, and many lives were irreparably damaged by the scandal. While the recent landmark Court of Appeal decision to overturn these convictions has finally exonerated and cleared the names of hundreds of wrongly accused postmasters, some tragically died before they could find the justice. Oh, it's terrible, isn't it? Amongst prosecution, submaster Alan Bates refused to back down, and he, along with Joe Hamilton, Neil Thomas and Lee Castleton, is the subject of the TV's new dramatisation Mr. Bates versus the Post Office. This must be what my son's talking about. In 2009, they decided enough was enough and formed a group to fight the cause. It was called Justice for Postmasters Alliance. Over the years, a lot of words have been written about how lives have been wrecked by an out-of-control government organisation. Yes, we've been telling you! Years of out-of-control government organisation. However, they have never come close to expressing the true horrors that have been inflicted on people, says Alan Bates. I think this drama is the first time anything has come close to getting across the suffering of many of the victims have had to cope with. These were ordinary British people living ordinary British lives until suddenly they weren't, says series writer Gwyneth Hughes. Suddenly they were dubbed thieves and villains, trapped in a nightmare of false accusation and public humiliation. Innocent people, pillars of their communities, and the worst of it is that each of them were told that they were the only one having the problems with the Horizon computer system. They endured many years of miserable isolation before they began to find each other. Before, on Remembrance Sunday 2009, a few survivors limped into a village hall in the heart of England and a campaign was born. And obviously it's this Alan Bates. Wow, so what do you think of that? I mean, that is just disgusting, isn't it? So basically, a Horizon computer system. See, it happened in the CIS, no, what was it? The one with the parents when you get the money, CSA, whatever it's called. It happened there, and it happened to me. And what you found out was that what they do is, this file's got a problem, so put it on their desk. They're not back for 6 months. And then you could never find out about your case. And in the end, I did, years ago, get a bit of money. But it's the same thing. Every time they put a computer system in, there's great big problems. And the last ones to find out is you. eBay had it. I told them when I listed it twice. And it took me about 3 years before they admitted to me that it was listing it twice, even though I kept telling them and calling them and the stress. And obviously the relisting, the money, the whole thing. They are disgusting, these institutions. What trust should they have? They're just money grabbers. I hope the post office never ever recovers from this, because now we have to pay nearly £1 to send a letter. It's disgraceful. And what is it under? It's the Royal Mail. So it's them again. Anyway, what's your thoughts to this? I'm just appalled, really. And as I say, this is a documentary. I think I don't know whether it was on last night or whether it's you can do catch up on the telly, but it said it in there somewhere. Mr. Bates versus the Post Office. I think that's what it's called. They are new dramatisation. It's just disgusting. These poor people. Anyway, thanks for watching. What's your thoughts?
without a plug. Now look at this old car. And it was pulling energy out of, they just said out of the environment. They couldn't quantify what, but they had the correct frequency, and this had a battery and some wiring, and it was running around without being plugged in. Memo to Tesla Motors, go and research this. Get rid of your plug-ins. And this is one of my favorite, 1902. A farmer and engineer named Stubblefield with Tesla, he had something they called the Earth battery, or the Stubblefield battery, and it had rods going into the earth and some wiring, and it was picking up this magnetic flux field of the planet, and he was running his farm, and Tesla was there with him. 1902. So when I say 100 years, lost century, no.
I do not wish to talk about it myself, but I've been a victim of quite a bit of suppression. So has any other legitimate researcher in this area.